Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode. And y'all, it's time that y'all actually really listen to what I'm about to say. This episode ain't like my typical episode where I talk about the controversial things of a lot of stuff, but honestly, this one is gonna be more real, I feel, than my other ones have been. By that I really mean that you gotta understand self-respect, self-love, and self-care. And to find that, sometimes that means you gotta let people and let things go. And honestly, in this episode, I'm primarily making this video mainly for myself. For the last couple months, at one point in my life, I really felt at my lowest. I felt like I couldn't take it a lot. I didn't feel strong enough. And now when you look at me, you would think like I sometimes actually got some way to myself together, baby. Because the thing is, I'm not in my same mindset that I used to be. I started really understanding the actual importance of self-respect, self-love, and self-discipline. And sometimes when you are stuck with a person or stuck with people who don't serve you no purpose, just stuck with thoughts that just constantly circle around your mind, and you keep reminiscing or keep rethinking it and stuff, it don't serve you no purpose. Even habits. It's a lot of people who have problems breaking habits and stuff that they know ain't good for them no more. But when you sometimes so used to having it, it's more harder to let it go. And honestly, this primary episode is mainly just for me. But I know it's people out here who probably been going through the same thing. And honestly, I can generally say that you gotta let that person go. And by that I mean you gotta have no contact. I understand that a lot of people I know have recently been through breakups, heartaches, pains. Trust, I understand that. But the thing is, you held on to this person because you felt like you needed them after the fact. And in the long run, you really seen that it really wasn't helping you as much and you needed a break. And honestly, it was probably more likely for the best. Take it from someone who had to do that. It's just, you have to start focusing on yourself. And if you see that these people or the person who hurt you or something like that, we talking relationships, for instance. If you see this person just go out with someone else, stuff like that, kind of after y'all stop talking and everything, don't be fazed by it. Don't let that mess bother you. And I know it's more easier said than done. But the thing is because when you actually start learning to love yourself, you understand your worth and value. You understand that you are more than diamonds, you are more than a lot of things, because in the Lord's eyes you are perfect. And that's something that it took me a good long while to really actually understand was my worth. And I can generally say because a lot of people been going through a lot of pain. I have friends and stuff who honestly, you started thinking too much about the wrong things, thinking about habits, thinking about friends that don't serve them purpose like that no more, or feel bad about it. They let their thoughts take control. And I can generally say the same. It's just because sometimes when you help having thoughts and stuff that ain't benefiting you, like, oh, I'm not pretty enough, or oh, I feel like I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough for this person, that they sit up here and don't love me, this and that. No. Some things gonna happen for a reason, because you gonna have to realize your value. You gotta have self-respect before you can sit up here and try to give it to people. I had to learn to stop people pleasing. Literally this year, I really had to think down and say, LaShanti, let's get it for real. Let's be honest with yourself. You can't keep being nice to people all the time who generally constantly use you, thinking that you gonna keep coming back to them and stuff, even though they hurt you more than once. You can't people please, folks. There's no purpose in it, because you gotta understand your worth and your value. You be there for someone, but yet again, that's what they want, especially if they hurt you, not only in multiple different ways. The thing is, you have to understand that you are worth a lot, and that's why you have to let that person go. It's people who have fake friends out here who sit up here and talk bad about them behind their back, and by that I mean say bad things to other friend groups and stuff about this person, and then they get caught in the act. It's a difference sometimes when things are mutual or whatever, but if the whole friend group knows it or something like that and y'all talk a joke about it or whatever. But generally the same thing is you have to generally understand that self-love and a letting go process is important, because you shouldn't be in a rush I'm gonna be real plain with y'all. Don't be in a rush. Let things happen mutually. Let things come. Because when you're in a rush, that's the Lord saying you don't need it. Because sometimes what you want ain't always what you need. You can't be sitting up here worrying about what somebody else say about you or how their friends think about you, this and that, and talk bad about you and stuff behind closed doors. Let them talk, baby, because haters be hating. Baby, I know my worth now more than what I did. When I put my makeup on, put my outfits on and stuff, baby, I know I look good. I look in the mirror, I take pictures of myself now, something I couldn't used to do before after a while. I had to have self-love for myself because thing is, I'm not overconfident. I don't have no high ego. No, I know that the Lord is with me. Because, y'all, I can say for the first time forever, I read the book of the Lord himself, the Bible. And the thing is, I read the book of Ephesians. And there was one that I feel like the Lord kept constantly wanting me to read. And I read that whole book of Ephesians. And one thing is, I got the NIV version. So it tell you a summary of what the book's supposed to be about before you start, reading it. And one thing it said is that don't fall for the devil's schemes. And let me clarify really on what that means. The thing is, he said that you need to wear the armor of the Lord, of God himself. Meaning that you got to know your worth, your value, and know that the Lord is with you wherever you go. The thing is, the people of this world would try to make you hurt, make you fall down, make you feel less than, but you got to realize that you're wearing the armor of God. He always got your back. You got to know your worth. You got to know your self-respect because the Lord is right there with you, helping you on this journey. Don't fall for what the devil keep trying to bring you down. And that's why them thoughts, them people, anything of that sort, them habits, those are the devil's schemes. You got to let them go. The only thing is, you always got to forgive even when it hurts. And you got to keep on moving, keep on stepping in the right direction. You can't be worrying so much about what people think of you. Because that's what's going to hold you down. You got to let it go. Because what benefit is it doing you? Nothing. It ain't doing nothing for you. You can't be worrying about what this person doing now, this and that. No, baby, let it go. Let it go. I know it hurts. And I know sometimes it feels like you got to keep running back and start you repeating history and what good is you doing. You ain't breaking no type of cycle. You need a breakthrough. You need to break that chain. Like Tasha Cobb says, you got to let them people, them thoughts, and everything go. Things that ain't serving you no purpose anymore. You got to know your worth. You need to know self-respect. You need to know self-love. And I'm sorry that I keep constantly saying that, but y'all, it's true because a lot of people don't believe it. I was talking to a friend the other night and catching her up on a whole bunch of the stories still based off each other's lives because she stays in Memphis. So I don't see her as often. And the thing is, she was telling me LaShanti, when you really think about Gen Z, which is the generation that I'm a part of, it's okay right now to just have self-love because a lot of people of this generation generally don't care for love at all. They just want the benefits of having love. Sexual things. Just the romantic stuff for some is mainly friends with benefits. And honestly, it's sad after a while when you think about it because there's people out here who generally want true, real love. Like someone to know for a long term. And you in a generation where it don't seem like that even exists. I'd rather be single and be happy than to be with someone who's just gonna make me feel like my old self that I couldn't stand. And I'd rather have self-love and self-respect. And you know what? I'd rather just have that. I'd rather be at peace with myself, peace with my heart, doing right things than doing wrong. And I can't be worrying about what other people think of me. I can't worry about pleasing people because what purpose did they get me? Nothing. People still talked bad about me behind my back when I was nice and genuine. I'm still going to be nice. I'm just going to be cautious and more aware of who I hang out with and who I tell my business to, of course, because I'm protecting my peace. I'm not going to tell all my friends all my business. Only person really going to know all my business is the Lord himself and more like my parents. But yeah, that's about it. The thing is, I'm not finna be telling everybody stuff because it's not their right to know. You gotta let people go. You gotta let thoughts go. Stop saying to yourself you ain't pretty, that you ain't good enough when you worth a lot more. You just gotta realize it. Do those things that you kept telling yourself you were gonna do, but you allowed this habit, this person, or them thoughts to tell you not to do it. Go to the gym, go work out, put on makeup, make yourself look cute because you already beautiful either way. You just gotta believe that you're beautiful first. Then go and do those other things because first you gotta love yourself raw and also love yourself even with makeup or with even clothes or anything. You just gotta love yourself regardless. And the thing is, you can't let validation all the time define you. No, you gotta have it within yourself first. When you look in the mirror, baby, one thing about me, I have acne, I have dark spots, and a long time it took me to actually genuinely love myself for me. It took me ages to actually tell myself, look in the mirror, that I love myself with my acne, with my dark spots. But you know what? When I do my nighttime routine, stuff like that, I say, you know what, LaShanti, you're beautiful just the way you are. Because you have to believe it. Because you see it. The thing that radiates within you is peace, and peace is going to reflect on the outside, baby. You're like a sunshine. You got to understand your worth. You got to love yourself raw before you do something else. And that's the thing about it. For some, makeup is just like an art. For me, it is. Something that makes me feel happy when I do it, makes me just feel like I'm more put together. You can't see the things that you feel like covers you up as a bad thing. You got to see it as a good thing too. Because at one point, I used to wear makeup just to conceal my dark spots and acne. And I used to hate it. But now I can look at myself in the mirror when I get my outfits together and all this and that. I feel great. I feel happy. Like, literally every time I'm on Instagram or somebody post a picture and my friends and stuff like that be liking it because they said I look so much more happier than what I did 2 or 3 months ago. Because I didn't barely post anything because I did not love myself. I'm at that season of letting people go. Letting things go and letting them thoughts go and let God take control of my life. I'd rather be at peace with myself than to let people define who I am. I'd rather love myself and let God be there with me and guiding me every step of the way. I don't care what people think about me anymore because that's what got me to where I was. I care so much what people thought of me and everything that I changed myself and hated myself when a person left me and all this and that. When people talk bad about me, I hated it. I generally did. And hate's a strong word. But the thing is, I had to let them go. I had to learn to love myself for me. And I'm telling y'all to do the same. Start loving yourself first and stop trying to seek validation in people who ain't serving you no purpose. Because when you search for validation sometimes in people, you only doing it for their approval but not yourself. Clock that T real quick right there. You gotta have self-love first. Do stuff for yourself first before caring about a compliment. Because you only doing stuff for the compliments, the validation. What good is that actually doing you? Think about it. It's a difference from a compliment and feeling validation. Because you constantly only do it for people's approval, that means you ain't doing it for yourself. Some people be blinded. Some people just do dumb things. The thing is, you gotta let people be. You gotta let, anytime a thought or something a person try to do to you hurt you, let them go. If they show they don't want to talk to you no more, let them go. Always be humble. Be forgiving. Never be arrogant. Never be overconfident. Never have a high ego, because those things don't end up well for a lot of people. Be humble. Remain loyal. Be at peace with yourself first before you can try to give that love that you found for yourself to somebody else who might just break it. You got to be aware. You got to know your worth, baby. You need to worry so much more about yourself. Focus on doing good deeds instead of focusing on following bad seeds. The thing is, you gotta let people find themselves in their own way, even if that takes time. And I know it might hurt you because you cared about this person or the people or these habits. But the thing is, you gonna have to let them things figure it out on their own. You gotta worry about you because you have been hurt. It's been taking you a long time to realize your worth. You in your season of healing and letting people go and being okay with that. You can't worry about approval and validation from people first before yourself. And it feel good when I dress up for myself and stuff and I get compliments. There's a difference because I'm doing it for myself to feel cute. I ain't doing it for no guy to be sitting up here trying to look at me and try to hit on me. Nah, baby, nah. Because I promise you, I'm real cautious about that. Because I'm not trying to be in no relationship right now anyway. I'd rather focus on me and be happy with myself than to sit up in here and be caring about what other people think about me. So I want y'all to really just think about it. Let those things that ain't serving you a purpose anymore in your life go and find yourself. I constantly kept saying self-love, self-respect, self-discipline, because you need to do those things to better benefit yourself in the long run instead of short term. And I really want y'all to just think about it for a while and start thinking more about how to benefit yourself. If y'all in this y'all in y'all season of just isolation, kind of from just like relationships or a lot of things and stuff like that, just focus more on you. Figure out what makes you happy. Figure out some stuff you want to improve on for yourself, and do it for yourself and yourself only, not for other people, but for yourself. Figure out the things that you want to improve on yourself on and start acting out on it. It's not gonna happen overnight, trust me. But the thing is, you're gonna have that self-discipline to keep telling yourself to go, and y'all gonna be okay. Take it from someone who think they was not about to be able to do that for a while. But even when my therapist even told me she was proud of me and stuff, like, she really said I could start seeing that you really in your healing stage, that you are forgiven, that you are in your season of letting people go who don't serve you no purpose anymore. It really made me smile, because it's just like, at one point I never thought I would have made it to this point. I would constantly been naive and too generous, and that's how I constantly kept getting hurt. And honestly, I just wanted to tell y'all this, but mainly tell myself for the future that y'all got this. Like, you got it. Don't matter about what people think of you. Just keep going on and being strong for yourself. And I just want y'all to know that I love y'all, and I catch y'all in the next episode. Bye.